I'm 91 years old, and 3 weeks ago I went to my doctor. I told him my chest hurt, here, when I climbed stairs. It scared me. And you know what he said? "It's your age, Mary. At 91, your body aches. Do less strenuous activity." And he sent me home. No examination, no EKG, nothing. Like my pain didn't matter because I'm old. Like my life isn't worth investigating anymore because I'm 91, and apparently that means I'm not worth the effort. My name is Mary Dawson, and on this channel I speak out about things that are wrong, medical ageism, how the healthcare system discards the elderly, how "it's your age" became an excuse to stop investigating. If this happens to you too, subscribe, because we need to talk about this clearly. Today I'm going to tell you how my doctor stopped taking me seriously, how he blames everything on my age, and how that nearly cost me my life. Because that chest pain, it was angina, chest angina, but he never investigated, because I'm old. And old people hurt. And that's supposedly it. I need to start somewhere. So I'm going to start with how it used to be different. For almost 20 years, I had another doctor, Dr. Morrison, an older man, maybe in his 60s when I first saw him. And that man listened to me. I'd come into his office. He'd ask how I was, really ask. He'd look me in the eye, not at the screen, at me. And when I told him something hurt, he investigated. It didn't matter how old I was. It didn't matter if it was normal to hurt. If I said it hurt differently, he found out why. He saved my life twice. Once he caught thyroid problems early. Another time, he found a circulation issue that could have become serious. Because he listened, because he cared, because he didn't assume everything was just aging. But he retired 5 years ago, and I got Dr. Patterson, young, maybe 35, and from the beginning, from the very first visit, it was different. I came in with severe knee pain, really bad. I couldn't walk properly. I was limping. It was excruciating. "Doctor, my knee is killing me." He didn't even look up, typing on his computer. "How long has it been like this?" "About 2 weeks, but it's getting worse every day." "It's arthritis, Mary, normal for your age." "But I've never had pain like this before." "Because it's progressing. It's degenerative." "Can't you take an X-ray? Just to see what's happening?" And then he looked up, first time, with an expression of irritation almost. "Not necessary. I know what it is, arthritis." "But how do you know without looking?" "Mary, you're 91 years old. It's arthritis." And he prescribed ibuprofen, sent me home. But the pain didn't stop. It got worse. Every single day it got worse. 4 months. I endured 4 months of that pain until I fell on the street. My knee buckled and I went down. They took me to the emergency room, and there a young female doctor examined me properly. X-ray, physical examination, everything. "Mary, your meniscus is torn." "What?" "Your meniscus, it's torn. That's why the pain. You need specific treatment. It's not arthritis." And I just went quiet, processing. 4 months. 4 months of unnecessary suffering. Because Dr. Patterson assumed, because he didn't investigate, because it's your age. When I saw him again, I confronted him. "Doctor, it was a torn meniscus, not arthritis." "Ah, well, sometimes these things happen. Sometimes these things happen. Like 4 months of my pain didn't matter. And that was just the first time. The first of many. 3 months ago, I started having severe dizziness. Really bad. Everything spinning. Afraid I'd fall. Afraid I'd hit my head. I went to see him. Doctor, constant dizziness. I'm worried about this. Positional vertigo, common in older patients. Aren't you going to examine me? Not necessary. I know what it is. And he gave me pills for vertigo. But the dizziness continued, actually got worse, until I went to the pharmacy to pick up other medication. And the pharmacist, an older woman, said to me, "Can I check your blood pressure? You look pale." Yes, of course. And she checked. "Mary, it's 180 over 110. That's very high, dangerously high." "What?" "Your blood pressure. Doesn't your doctor monitor this?" "Well, no, he never checks it." And that woman saved me. She sent me straight to urgent care. And yes, extremely high blood pressure, uncontrolled. That's why the dizziness. I needed medication immediately. And Dr. Patterson never once checked my blood pressure. Never. He assumed vertigo without examining anything and almost gave me a stroke. Do you also get dismissed by doctors who blame everything on your age? Do you also feel like they've stopped taking you seriously? Tell me in the comments. Because this medical ageism is happening to millions of us, and nobody's talking about it. But the worst was 3 weeks ago. The chest pain. It started as a pressure here when I climbed stairs, and I was frightened, really frightened, because that sounds like the heart, doesn't it? I went immediately. That same day, it felt urgent. "Doctor, my chest hurts. When I climb stairs, I'm worried about this." And he didn't even look up. "Do you smoke?" "No." "Do you exercise?" "Well, I walk, but not much." There it is. Sedentary lifestyle. Your body isn't used to the exertion. "But doctor, it's pain. Here. Pressure." It's probably muscular or anxiety. At your age, the heart does get tired easily too. It's normal. "Can't you do an EKG just to check?" And he sighed, actually sighed, like he was tired of me. "Mary, if this were serious, you'd have more symptoms. Arm pain, cold sweats, difficulty breathing." "But I'm concerned." Let me tell you something. At 91, your body hurts. A lot of things hurt. Not everything is serious. I can't run tests for every ache. You have to accept that age brings these complaints. And I just went silent, humiliated almost, like I was a hypochondriac, like I was making it up. And I went home with the pain. But it didn't go away. It got worse. And Elizabeth, my daughter, got worried. "Mom, let's go private. Get you checked properly. I'll pay." "I can't ask you to do that. It's too expensive." "I'm not asking. I'm telling you, we're going." And we went to a private clinic, an older doctor, maybe 60. She listened to me. She examined me. EKG immediately. "Mary, you have angina." Everything went cold. "What?" "Angina. Your heart arteries are narrowed. Not enough blood reaches your heart when you exert yourself. That's why the pain." "Is it serious?" "It can be. You need medication and strict monitoring. If untreated, it can progress to a heart attack." And I started crying right there in the consultation. Not because of the angina, because of something else. Because my doctor, the NHS doctor, never investigated it. He sent me home with undiagnosed angina, and I could have died, literally died, because I'm old, and it's your age, and I'm not worth investigating. And if you're a healthcare worker seeing this from inside the system, tell me in the comments what you think, because I need to understand. Is this what we've become? A system that gives up on people at a certain age? The worst part is knowing what could have happened. If Elizabeth hadn't pushed me to go private, if that older doctor hadn't done an EKG, one more month without treatment, and it could have been a massive heart attack. And it would have been considered expected, normal. She was 91. These things happen. But it wouldn't have been inevitable. It would have been negligence. Negligence dressed up as normalized ageism. And nobody would have been responsible. The system would have moved on. My family would have grieved. And everybody would have accepted it as the natural order of things. But it wasn't natural. It was a failure, a systemic failure to care. I understand the system is overwhelmed. I do. I know there are long wait times, insurance issues, burnout among doctors. I understand all of this, truly. But that doesn't justify ageism, because I see it. I see it every time I go. There's a younger woman, maybe 40. I see her in the waiting room regularly. I saw her the same day I had the chest pain. She went in before me, with back pain. She spent 30 minutes with Dr. Patterson. 30 minutes. She came out with x-rays ordered, referral to a specialist, follow-up scheduled. 30 minutes. Tests. Continuity of care. I went in after. 5 minutes. No tests. It's your age. Go home. Same doctor, same day, same complaints about pain. Only difference? She's 40. I'm 91. And that tells you everything. Because it's not a lack of time. It's unwillingness to invest time in me. Because I'm old. Because I've already lived. Because I'm not worth as much. And the terrible part is, I can't do anything about it. Elizabeth says, change doctors. I've tried, requested a change, got another one just like him. Young, rushed, computer. It's your age. They're all the same. She says, go private always. On what? A widow's pension? How? That consultation about the angina cost me £100. 100. I can't afford that every time something hurts. So what do? Suffer. Hope. Pray it's not serious. And live with fear. Constant fear. Every new pain is Russian roulette. Will they listen this time? Or will they say, it's your age again? And if it's serious, will they catch it in time? Or will it be too late? Because the angina was almost too late. One more month without treatment could have been a massive attack, and it would have been the system's fault, Dr. Patterson's fault, ageism's fault, but nobody would have been held accountable. They would have said, she was old, these things happen, and the system would have continued, unchecked, dismissing, discarding, aging people into early deaths. Tell me something in the comments. When was the last time a doctor actually listened to you? When was the last time they investigated instead of assumed? Because I need to know I'm not alone in this experience. The truth is, medical ageism is killing people. Quietly, systematically, without consequences. Older people with undiagnosed conditions, untreated pain, dismissed symptoms because it's your age. And that phrase, that damned phrase, is a death sentence for some. It's a death sentence for people who deserve care. diagnosis, respect, but they don't get it. We don't get it, because our lives are worth less. In this system, they're worth less. And nobody says it out loud. Nobody denounces it. Everyone accepts it. That's just how it is. Well, it shouldn't be. My pain matters. My life matters. My diagnosis matters. Even though I'm 91, even though my body is old, even though I have less time left, I still deserve dignified medical care. Complete, serious, not dismissive, not 5 minutes and it's your age. And I know there are good doctors. I know there are. The emergency room doctor with the meniscus, the private doctor with the angina. They exist. Doctors who listen, who investigate, who don't discriminate by age. But they're rare. Or they're in private practice, where I can't afford them. And the ones in the public system, most of them young, they don't understand. They don't understand that pain at 91 can be serious, that not everything is, quote, normal aging, that we deserve investigation, tests, diagnosis, like any person of any age. But they don't see it that way. They see us as disposable almost, as a burden on the system, as an expense. And they treat us that way, with rush, with reluctance, with assumptions. And we die. We die preventably because nobody investigated, because it was your age. So this is my reality, and the reality of millions. Every new pain is fear. Will they believe me? Will they investigate? Or will they send me home again? And I live with that, with the anxiety, with the distrust, because the system that should protect me has discarded me, because I'm 91, and apparently that's reason enough. Thank you for staying until here, for listening to an accusation that nobody makes. If you know an older person living this, share this. It might save a life. There's another video up there that'll also open your eyes. Go watch it and let's keep speaking up. Take care of yourself. And if a doctor tells you it's your age, demand tests. Insist, because your life has value. And write in the comments, my pain matters. Not for me, for you. To remind yourself that you deserve care. Always. See you soon. And remember, it's your age isn't a diagnosis. It's negligence. And you have the right to more.